Caitlin, tell me what it means when someone says they want multiple streams of income. Tell the people. Why do the people need multiple streams of income?
COVID says it all. What's the difference between having an LLC for your business and being trademarked?
For me, I'm trying to get multiple streams of income because I'm trying to retire early. 62, can't do it.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Stream Chaser Show. Got myself, Kayla Nelson.
Candace Williams.
And we're here to give you another great episode. I keep saying, we got this whole consistency thing down packed now.
I'm excited about it. It feels regular.
No, it's definitely regular. It's like even when we finish an episode, I can't wait to get back in here to do the next one.
Mm-hmm.
You know how we typically start. You know, we can't get into the conversation without getting a little check-in with each other. So, Candace, what's been going on these last 2 weeks?
So 2 weeks ago, I decided, or maybe a little bit more than 2 weeks ago, I decided to, y'all know I've been on maternity leave. So I turned my shop back on. So, I do wedding brooms, stationery, all that good stuff. And I decided to go ahead and start things off with a Facebook ad and an Instagram ad. I don't know why I decided to do that, because they work. So if you don't use them because they work. Sis is overloaded. Sis is tired, but sis is grateful.
Yes.
How about you?
No, real quick. Well, first, I would love to chat some more about the Facebook ads.
Sure.
Because that's a huge thing.
We should do that.
We need to get into that. But for me, I've been extremely busy. I can't remember the last time we did this, but just to let everybody know, I'm back at work full time during COVID, so I'm not too happy about that. But it is what it is. But just working, working, the 9-to-5 business, grinding.
Speaking of
keep providing you all good content.
I'm about to go back.
Oh, yes.
Like the maternity leave was over for my side gig, but now it's officially over. Yes. I go back to work on Monday.
Yes, that sucks because what's the day? Saturday? Yeah, Saturday evening. It's like you already in work mode.
Yes, I don't even want to think about it. We're not going to talk. We're not here to talk about that, okay?
Yeah, we talking about chasing streams.
Exactly.
Not the helping somebody else's dream.
Exactly. So eventually I don't have to go back. That's why we're here today.
Yes.
Okay.
And more specifically today, we have a great topic today. Again, we like to come up with great topics, things that we think our peers would love to listen to and talk about. So today we have one of those hot topics, and it's based on pitching ideas to your friends or moving in silence. and that's a whole thing.
It is.
And I'm sure there's some good and bad to those two things. So we will talk about some of that later today. And then also, in addition, we're going to talk about the trucking industry. I only know these gentlemen that are in the trucking company. And when I first found out about it, it intrigued me a lot. Because it's like that's a huge thing. So I definitely want to get into that. But that's what we have on hand today. But before we introduce those two, Candace, have you ever experienced anything when it comes to pitching ideas to your friends or moving in silence?
You know what? I think you have to be really smart about, like you said, there are pros and cons to both sides. And I think you just have to be smart about who you're pitching to, because I think that makes all the difference in the world. Because pitching to the wrong people can destroy your confidence in your idea. It can, if you ain't got good friends, you might be pitching to somebody who's going to take your idea. You know what I'm saying? Which isn't a friend. So that's why I said, who you pitch to makes all the difference in the world. And sometimes, if you don't have I'm just going to say it. If you don't have the best track record, so if you're the type of person who talks a lot, but you don't have a lot of action behind, you got to self-evaluation, know thyself, right? So if you talk a lot and you don't have a lot of action behind, people will sometimes dampen how you feel about a thing, not because they don't think your thing is a good idea, right? But because you aren't you don't follow through. Your follow through isn't there. So people just speaking on what they've seen and not necessarily what you could actually do. So for me personally, I don't tend to share a lot. And it's not because, not for any other particular reason other than I don't need anybody else's validation. Yeah. So when I'm ready to move, I just do my thing, and that's just, it is what it is. Every once in a while, I'll share something, a new idea. But like, as I think about my streams of income and the things that I do, a lot of those, I don't think I shared. I think I just did it. So here we are. Yeah.
No, I like that. So like I said, today we have two great guests that are going to help us dive into this conversation a little deeper. The two guests we have are Blake. Some of you all might know him by Boog. A few might know him by Lamar. I'm not going to get into that. But I call him Blake. And then he has a partner, a great partner that he can trust, that he's known for a long time, who goes by Keys, first name Brian. You all may know them. They've been rolling together for a while. Going back to Clinton days. They both also contribute a lot of good work to an organization called LBE, which stands for Lead by Example. And then they also have a trucking company together.
Okay.
So they're all about chasing multiple streams, and they do it on the low, which is why I felt like they would be great for this conversation. So just to give you a little background, this is probably about 3 years ago, and I remember Blake text me just saying like, yeah, me and Keys got this trucking thing going, but don't tell nobody. I was like, wow. And he said that was it. And I was like, I wasn't going to ask no questions. I'm like, all right, congratulations. And then fast forward to 2020 or whenever they made this post with the driver, and it's like, oh, they really doing it. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's what's up. But that's all about moving in silence. He didn't pitch it to a lot of people. And like how you said, Candace, he did it on his own. They did it on their own way.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's make the introduction. Here's Blake and Keys. And first, we're welcome to have you all on the show. Grateful. But if you all can just give us a little background of how you two came to know each other and what made you all want to trust each other and getting into business.
Well, I met Keys probably like 5th grade.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said, we just
a long time.
Yeah.
It was the year after I met Kaylin.
Okay.
So we played on the same basketball team. We didn't really know each other. We knew each other. We ended up getting cool, but we didn't see each other. I stopped playing for that team, but then we ended up going to middle school together. So we went to middle school, then, all of us played football together in high school. Then me and Keys had that world tour of college together. So through all that, we got close as brothers and all. Like all of our friends we consider brothers, but, we've been on a whole grind together since 2004. So it just made a lot of sense for us to do this together. So he was one of my best men in his wedding. In my wedding, I was one of his best men. So it just makes sense for we like-minded. Even though we might not agree, it's all about the bigger picture.
Sure.
What I'm saying? So it's just crazy that we 35 years old, but he hasn't turned 35. But you think about like 5th grade, man, we getting up there.
Nah, it's 25 years. Yeah,
that's 25 a long time. Years. Yeah.
That's a lifetime
of knowing somebody. It is. I mean, there's no other basis for partnership or trust than 25 years. I know you better than you know you.
Sure.
But it's key though, because what are we, 34, 35? We know some people for 30 years.
Right, exactly.
And I would never do business with them. So it's that really means something.
It does.
If you can really trust somebody, especially when it comes to putting up money. Because like I said, we're going to get into this truck in a little bit, but I know a truck is not cheap.
Right.
So to be able to do something like that financially, you got to trust somebody.
Yeah. But like you said, it go back to trust, but actually, I think we really got super close, like being like close men. I think it was like 10th grade. Both of us I think we had like 1.86 or something. We barely hanging on trying to get eligible. And both our parents was up at the school trying to talk to the principal, trying to make sure we good to get back, eligible so we could, do what we do, play football or whatever. But at that point, it was like my mother met his father. She was like, okay, I trust him. Father, pastor. So at that point, it was like, that's when he really became my man. I could drop Boog name at any time and be like, yeah, mom, I'm going with Boog and it's good. I drop another name, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, you good.
Yeah, that's what's up. So it not only made you all good business partners, it made you a better person. Because like we said, we all love football, but you couldn't play without that 2.0.
Better believe it. And that was a struggle every year. It was a struggle.
And everybody don't know. When I moved back up to varsity, he was on varsity 10th grade. Yeah. Every 10th grade on that varsity team, had we not lost to Urbana, it was over for us anyway. The next week, the grades came out.
Oh my God.
We would have been done.
Y'all struggle back in the day.
Y'all don't even know. Y'all minister into my soul. I have a 15-year-old stepson. Ooh. So we go back and forth about the GPA thing frequently. I speak it to his teachers frequently. So at least I see you today. You are prospering. So I just know, I'm just going to hold on.
He'll get it.
He'll get it. The greats always struggle.
Okay.
How you going to give me 3 points to show me I'm doing good? Just check me off as being there.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, all right.
Nah, that's true though. I always say, and this is kind of a little bit off topic, but relevant to what you just said, the people who made it always have some type of struggle story.
For sure.
Whether it's education.
Yes.
A lot of times it's, family struggles.
Right.
But it's always some type of struggle. So it's like, where's my struggle at? Because I want to make sure I make it.
Okay. Sure. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear it. So
just to touch on something you had dropped earlier, LBE is definitely Boog thing, Yeah, I help him out, his coaching wise and all that, but that's definitely his thing. So they don't get it misconstrued.
And that's kind of, you'll see a lot of that all the time between us. Nobody want the notoriety. It is what it is. Whoever, how I operate. Like, I ain't say nothing. He say that's what you want. You want your people around you to speak for you. Like, I speak for him. He might say, "But I don't need it." The same thing. So that's the main thing. I always try to reflect in my life. Don't talk so much. Just let somebody else talk for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So let me ask you a question. When it comes to, some people feel like they need to pitch to friends or pitch to someone because they want to make sure that their idea is a good idea. Like, how do I know that it's a good idea? Now, I heard Kaylin say that that's not your steez. So how do you get over that mental hurdle? Like, how do I know that my idea is a good idea if I'm not pitching to nobody? If ain't nobody heard it, how do I know?
That's deep. I like that. Man, I guess the only way you can do it is to do it. That's it. At the end of the day, you just gotta do it. Yeah, that's it. All you gotta do is just do it. That's kind of how this started, for real.
Really? Okay.
That's kind of how it started.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think that I agree clearly because I kind of move the same way. You just, the way entrepreneurship works or anything is like there's a problem, there's a thing to solve it, and I'm just about to go do it, whether it's a product or service or whatever. But some people need like a cheering section.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that might be the issue more than anything else. Is like, where's your cheering section?
A pat on the back.
Yeah. How do I know that I'm doing the things if nobody's telling me that I'm doing the things?
Yeah. It's like, it goes both ways. Like, it's certain people I will talk to. Same thing with him. Like, I trust Kaylin. Because Kaylin be out the way. You know what I'm saying? Kaylin's been the same way. Y'all remember we had that class together? With the cooking class?
Oh, Miss Kavanaugh.
Miss Kavanaugh been the same way. Out the way, quiet Kaylin.
Oh, yeah, we always in the same group.
In the same group.
Kaylin was drinking the Faucet water.
Drinking the Faucet.
He ain't like it.
I pour the water out and stop drinking that. We just quiet here. We'll laugh, but people don't know Kaylin got that fiery side. So I know if it's something, it's about who you know will give you good insight. That's why I look at it. Because he mentioned my father being a pastor, so my father's not the natural pastor. He didn't grow up in the church. You know what I'm saying? So for him to have a church, there's a lot of people that were jealous because they want to be preachers their whole life.
Yeah.
So it seems like when you're pitching an idea to somebody, you have joy about it. But then it's that person who wants to do that. They telling you, oh, it's that, it's this. Don't do that. You should do this. And I kind of had that happen to me when I did LBE.
Okay.
So it's like, dang, now everybody want to do this. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I want to inspire, but that's what everybody wants to do. But how you gain more knowledge, and I stepped on faith and did it.
Okay.
So I'll pitch an idea, but it's who I would do it to. Like, I give anybody all the resources, but like you said, you can't give everything to everybody because you might be looking at the person who's trying to overdo you.
Take your
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or outdo you. I'm sorry, outdo you and try to take your shine, like he just said. So that's something I had to deal with. We're the same way. Okay. So it was like before we even post it. It took a lot for us to even post that truck for real.
Yeah.
It took a lot. We talking. I was like, bro, dude. He was like, we deserve it. I'm like, you sure? And then I'm like, all right, let's just post, bro. Forget it.
We had the truck for a month.
Yeah.
No, it was 3 months.
I mean,
2 months.
but we actually had the truck in our possession for a month.
Yeah.
Before we put it on the Instagram.
Oh, I thought it was 2. Oh, yeah.
Remember, it was like when we went out to Iowa. That was end of October. We ain't post till, what was that, Thanksgiving? I think that might have been like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, the average person would have posted it before y'all even got back.
I'm about to say, most people would have posted it on the lot in Iowa, on the plane to Iowa. Look at me, wheels up. Exactly. Exactly. So the fact that you waited and said, you know what, let me just, and I think that there's value in that. I agree with you that you don't know everybody's motives, because that's truly what we're talking about when you talk about pitching to friends or moving in silence is about motives, and you really watching what people are saying and moving and all of that kind of stuff. So you got to be observant of your crowd, who's in your corner and who is not, right, and who you're pitching to. But then also, I think I do want to give credence to sometimes talking to people is a good idea to fine tune and tweak your idea.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. So when Kaylin came to me about the podcast, he had a name, but there were some small details that we worked out, like how frequently we post, what we call it, that kind of stuff. Right. But you gotta have the right person. You can't have somebody that's going to be like, no, Kaylin, I'm not going to do that. And then be like, next week, here's my podcast, And I think that's important.
For sure. That's a sad thing for real. Like I said, when I say you know who to pitch to, those are people going to tell you what's wrong and what's right. They're not going to be like you said, oh, yeah, dang, that's a great idea. Because some people respect you so much. Yeah. They know if you are able to take that risk, it's going to be successful. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they know me and him don't really mess around with bullcrap. If we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it. Like I said, we had a world tour together in college. We went to 5 schools.
That's what that means?
Yeah. Yeah. 5 schools. Yeah. And we really believed it, because Kaylin will tell you, like, that football, I don't know, he'll tell you his own story. The first thing I did before I walked was kick a football. So I'm like, that's what I want to do. So 5. Yeah.
I was at one of the schools with y'all one semester.
Boog. Yeah, she went there twice.
Right. It was a community college sprinkled in there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's one of them. But it was 4 universities. Right?
4. Yeah, 4.
But just to give a little background,
like, I'm amazed.
Just so we can fill Candace in.
Yeah,
the first one, which was West Virginia Tech, that came by default. Like that wasn't y'all making that decision. Right. The program, I believe, got ended or something like that.
We out there the first week, 18 years. He turned 18 out there.
Okay.
So we out there for football camp, and we already heard that we was the second freshman class to ever come through there. Okay. So that's like, whoa, this school like 40 years old. Yeah. So that's a red flag. Then we walking from a meeting. They got the newspapers. The newspaper headline is West Virginia Tech program about to get shut down. We like, hold on. We're 6 hours away. What they mean? Yeah. We 6 hours away, and this town was a town. Wrong turn to the T, West Virginia.
Okay.
So out there, he was actually pitching to me, bro, let's go to North Carolina. Let's go to North Carolina A&T. Okay. Me, I'm like, nah, man, I'm not going out there. If I go out there, I'm not going to be focused. I'm not going to be eligible. Okay. I'm not going there.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all. So we did 1 semester and done there. Wind up going home. I did community college.
Okay.
Didn't do that well, but wind up going to Bowie.
Okay.
And that's when I started pitching him. Bro, why don't you come to Bowie? Mm-hmm. A whole nother road then at that point. Yeah, a whole nother road at that point.
19 with apartment.
Yeah.
Don't sound like a good idea in hindsight.
Man, terrible idea. I should have went to North Carolina, like he said.
Okay.
I probably been a lot more focused. Things might have went a little different, but
okay.
You grow through to learn. It is what it is.
To his defense, he was stating factual things like North Carolina A&T is just all North Carolina is an extension of home. So he's looking at it as a mature way. Like the go-go bangs go down there.
Yeah.
It's like you taking home away. So you think about it. Just think about when your parents go out of town, how you act the fool. Like, you going out? All right, just leave me $5 for pizza.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Would have got nothing accomplished out there.
Okay.
That's how I felt. Yeah. So he was pitching back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So
I can't
so
even
that's what
imagine.
that means when they say the world tour.
That's crazy.
We just wanted to let Candace know and the followers that's out there
it's
listening.
context. Context matters. So when you say you've been with somebody, you've been with him.
That's the start.
Like,
Then we landed in 2 schools in Pennsylvania. 2 different schools in Pennsylvania. 2 nice schools. You know?
I cannot. I went to one school and that was enough.
That's a great accomplishment.
Enough.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's
great.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I did too myself.
Did you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I'm learning something new today. I did not know that.
You know what's crazy though? When you think about it, them world tours helped us with this for real, because we don't care. We gonna go do what we gonna do if we believe in it for real.
Yeah, and you had to, because I know your parents was looking like, "What are you doing?"
And you know what, my dad,
friends, everybody.
my dad is kind of like everybody agent. He'll tell you because he had his mistakes, so he tried to push us to get what we. Hey, y'all want rock? Let's go somewhere else then.
Okay.
But my mom, she rocked with him. They bought on. You know how moms do. Your mom. No disrespect to the moms. I love my mom. Yeah, but it's real. Like my mom, them grades. You ain't going to workouts. Yeah. Like, come on, Mom. You already kicked me off the team before.
Yeah, exactly.
This is gonna make me better. You're gonna make me lose my spot, get out of shape, and try to fight back for these teachers. Let me do one.
Yeah.
Phew. I cannot imagine. Okay. Well, thank you for the context, because that's helpful to know when we say we've been together 25, we really been together 25
years.
The whole time we doing the thing.
From schools, from what? Was it elementary school too?
We knew each other.
Okay.
Just middle school.
Middle school, high school, and a slew of colleges.
Okay.
And now in business together.
Now in business. So continuing on that timeline, I know you didn't just get out of college and then just hop into trucking. What was in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I majored in business in college, so I knew this what I wanted to do.
Okay.
You know, I knew I wanted to always own something, but I knew I had to take the necessary steps to get there.
Okay.
So like my mom, my dad and my mom's older brother, they had a limo service when I was born, and they was taking my sister and cousin to New Edition concerts for free and all that. So I'm seeing this as the pictures as I'm getting older. And then my dad, he was a contractor with computers. He had his own business, and then with the church, and I used to wash cars and run neighbors. So business was like something I
already had that hustler spirit.
Yeah. So I always wanted to do that. So once the football stopped, I'm like, man, I got to do something. I was going to do a food truck with our buddies, but then I ended up becoming a police officer. I worked for Metro, then a police officer.
Okay.
Then through that, I'm like, that fire's still burning. Let me go do this. Because I transferred, like I always tell people, Corona kind of blessed me because it slowed my life down a little bit. Because from 2014, 13, I've been just, like, went from Metro to police academy, then graduated, then transferred to the sheriffs, got married, started LBE, had a baby, then we started trucks. I'm like, man, everything's spinning for real.
Hey.
But
see, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I grew up with my family. Some of my family members had business, but I always thought to have a business, you had to already have money. So I wasn't the person that think that, okay, I can get my business without having some money. So I knew I wanted a business, but my thing was kind of like, I had to make a move. So I had this whole crazy plan in my head. I'm gonna buy the house. I got married. I'm gonna buy the house. I'm living in the house for 5 years. I'm gonna sell the house. That's when my money start the business.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. But I knew I wanted a business.
Yeah.
I didn't ever say I would want to work for myself per se.
Yeah.
Because I always thought what y'all call stream changers. I always thought I had to have multiple streams. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have the job, and then I'm gonna have a business.
Right.
So I thought in order to get that, I'm gonna sell the house, do whatever I gotta do.
Right.
But of course, it kind of didn't go like that. And just going forward, it was just the fact of my man hitting me up and like, okay, hey, let's make a move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of jumped on the bandwagon because he knew I wanted a tow truck is what I told myself.
Oh, okay.
I said I wanted a tow truck because I don't want to call it my 9 to 5 because it's not a 9 to 5. My 40-hour clock I punch every week.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what I call it.
Yeah.
We work hand in hand with tow trucks, so I'm like, man, these dudes coming out here for everything. Like, man, we call them when somebody tags did. Yeah. When somebody in an accident, they taking 2 cars. I'm like, man, I think I want a tow truck.
Okay.
Talked to one of the dudes actually. He ain't pushed me to the side, but he told me, he was like,
we didn't heard that before.
Yeah, but he was like, man, you need a $1 million insurance policy. And me not knowing nothing about business, I'm like, the $1 million insurance policy, I'm thinking,
you thinking it's $1 million?
I'm like, oh no, I
Shot my dream down.
Yeah, I'm like, even if I sell this house, I'm not about to get this. Like, how am I get $1 million insurance policy?
Got it. Mm-hmm.
So it's just, being uneducated with my thing, because I just wasn't hip to the inside of how you get your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it worked out.
So it did work out. That's good to hear. I, unlike Blake, went to school. I went to school for business, but I knew that I did not want to own my own business because I knew what it meant. Like, that's a hustle that I just wasn't. I was just like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna punch this clock, work for somebody else. I'm gonna take over somebody else's business. I'm gonna go be the CEO somewhere else and make 3 good decisions a year. That's what I'm going to do.
Like Jeff Bezos.
Exactly. Like Jeff Bezos, make 3 good decisions to sit at the top. Because I have no want or desire to like do all the small things. Because when you are a small business, you are customer service, you are finance, you are everybody.
Marketing, everything.
You are all of it. And I didn't want to do it. But here we are, tooth and nail, I'm here. So anyway.
That's crazy you say that, because that's the part that everybody don't see. They see the posts, they see what they might think is success, but they really don't see what you just said.
Yeah.
Like you really are those things. And that's kind of the part that I kind of really didn't see either.
Okay.
Like I'm just thinking, okay, yeah, we gonna get it, we gonna do this. We driving the truck. All right, let's book the load. Let's go ahead, let's make a move. Forgot that you still got to do all that,
all the back
and
work.
still do the work.
Yeah, all the paperwork, documentation,
the
whole nine.
The whole thing.
So before we dive more into the trucking industry, I want to piggyback on that, because I used to tell Mickey all the time with LBE. I used to be like, everybody wanted an organization, like you said at that time. You start seeing them pop up all these different areas, DC, PG, everybody had their own organization. And I used to tell Mickey, like, that's cool and all, but it's like, I'll be out there every day at the practices, and it's like, I see the things that Blake, as the head or the owner of this organization, the stuff that you have to do day in and day out. Like you said, like providing all the equipment, picking up kids, dropping them off, making sure they're safe. Now you got to be a health specialist, learning CPR, like all this stuff. But it's like, you never see any of that on Instagram. You don't see no health certifications.
Exactly. Here's me and my health certification.
You don't see the nonprofit organization certificate saying that I'm a nonprofit. You don't see none of that. All you see is the kids running around having a good time. Right. But it's like, it be those little things,
the championship dinners,
that you don't know is going on in the business. So stream chasers, keep that in mind. And we're not saying this to discourage you from becoming an entrepreneur if you want to do that. And I always want to caveat that with, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to be a stream chaser. But we're talking, at least myself, and it sounds like Blake and Keys, we came from the mindset of, we want to actually own the business, versus Candace came up saying, I just want to take it over and be the CEO and make all those decisions. But just know, whatever route you're going to have to do, what's Candace's favorite slogan?
Do the work.
Do the work. You got to do the work. And that applies across everything. So just keep that in mind.
That's crazy y'all say that. We had a coach, and I know y'all remember it. We had a coach, Coach Cornergate, shout out to him. He used to tell us every time before the game, and he used to yell at us, no excuses, and we had to yell, do the work.
Do the work.
Do the work.
No excuses.
You gotta do it. I mean, because everybody wants the fast way there, but at the end of the day, you gotta do the work.
For sure.
For real. Like I said, entrepreneurship is cute to do, but like I said, I think I'm an exceptional employee. I've always said that.
Okay.
So that's the main reason I want to, because I'm like, you're just a number when you're an exceptional employee. So I'm like, I want to start something where somebody wants to come work for me. They know that I'm going to treat them like I'm their co-worker, not their boss. For real. So that's what he's saying. That was like, man, that's how I try to run the organization for real. For like, you should know who I am. You should think I'm your equal, but just respect when I got to say something for real. For us, like, so just do the work. That shows that I'm doing the work. If you don't know who I am for real. For real. My wife was pregnant our first year we started. Pregnant. Yeah. And then fast forward now,
she's a good woman.
Pregnant. Sure. Mickey used to take care of her. That's why I love Mickey for real. That was her right hand woman right there. She was pregnant, still trying to get into stuff. I'm like, sit down. And then fast forward, then we got our truck. We come back from Iowa. His wife going into labor. So it's like,
wait a minute.
They don't understand. That's why I say we
flag on the play.
We're
You
gonna take
was
a quick detour, but go ahead. Let's hear about this story.
You were in Iowa, and she was a whole pregnant.
Yeah, man. She wasn't due till November 14th.
When did you go to Iowa?
October the 26th,
Too
27th.
close.
Too close. No.
Too close. No.
So
Listen,
look.
for you to understand, gestation is 40 weeks. Anytime after 36 weeks, the doctor said you can go, which means 4 weeks before your due date.
You just told us what's her slogan?
Do the work.
What you just told me, right?
He did the work.
So I had to do the work. I couldn't let my man go out there by himself. This is our
She was
first.
going to leave her at the hospital doing another kind of work, is what I'm saying.
It wasn't planned. You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
But check it out though. We did the work.
Okay.
We flew to Iowa to get the truck.
Okay.
The first tractor trailer we got was in Iowa. We flew out there. We took our man uncle out there with us. Shout out to Uncle Chris. He looked out for us. He had the CDL to drive it back.
Oh, right.
All right.
Them.
Not to say we ain't touched the wheel, but hey, we had to get back. We had to get back from Iowa to Maryland.
Okay.
All right. So we flew out there. We wasn't staying in no hotel.
Okay.
We like, nah, we going out here. We getting this truck. We coming home today. Because I know I couldn't be out there because what? She home pregnant. Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we get out there. That takes longer than we expected. So we get on the road. We pushing. I get behind the wheel. Don't belong behind the wheel, but I get on the wheel. I think we was in West Virginia.
No, we talking Bethesda.
No. When I first took the wheel, it was in West Virginia. And then once we got to Bethesda, you know where you got the shop corners and right there on 495, we get to all the little corners and stuff. He my phone ringing. I don't know it.
Right.
Because I'm driving. I'm not supposed to be driving this big truck.
So you pay attention.
I ain't got no CDL.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to be driving, but I got Unc in the car, so we good. He get a call. Like, Brian answering his phone. I'm at the doctor. I'm going to labor. He tell me, he's like, bruh, Aaliyah about to go in labor. Shout out to Aaliyah. That's my wife. But I'm about to go in labor. My brother go in labor. I'm like, man, she not going to labor. Stop playing. I'm driving still. He's like, bruh, I really think she going to labor, bruh. She said she about to go in labor. So now I'm heart beating. I'm like, oh, man, not right now. I live out in Charles County. So I'm in Montgomery County, driving a truck out
on the wrong side of the beltway.
Wrong side.
And not driving a whip that you can just be.
I can't whip. I'm not even supposed to be driving right now. Let alone, I'm not supposed to be driving this truck. I'm just being honest. But yeah, exactly. I'm standing too. Yeah, so we pushing. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me calm down. I'll give her a call. She's like, I'm good. But, they saying because of this that, I got to go to the hospital. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we take the truck, drop it off. I make it to the hospital in time. So I was there way before she went to labor and all that.
Thankfully.
Right. So this is October 27th.
Now, we drove the truck in your neighborhood.
Yeah, we did. That's why he had to drop me off. Yeah, you're right. He had to drop me off home. He wanted him to go finish the work by himself.
Okay.
To drop the truck off.
Partnership. That's what
there
it's
you go.
Yep.
Right. So we dropped Uncle off, and then he had to drop me off. And then
pick me up.
Right, and then he dropped. He ain't supposed to be driving either.
Right.
Yeah. I ain't snatching my fault. But he had to go drop the truck off, and I had to go down to the hospital. This is October 27th. My daughter Harley, she was born on the 29th. So I had.
So you had some time.
Yeah, I had some time, but it was nerve wracking.
Yeah. That's a lot.
And I told him calm too, because I know he was gonna get all nervous and everything. I said, "Leave about to go. Stop playing." Then he start clenching the seat. You know what I'm saying?
Took all that seat with me. I took that whole seat.
I can't. Oh my goodness.
But she was supportive. So that's another thing. Our wives support us because, like you said, you gotta do the work.
Shout out to Mrs. Keys
behind
and Mrs. Blake.
Behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
We actually talked about that on the episode that we just finished or just wrapped about supportive partnerships.
Gotta have it.
And not just here, but supportive partnerships at home too.
Man, I'm learning it firsthand. Mm-hmm. Like honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. I took every week I could on maternity leave, number one. So right around when we posted that post, like I said, my baby girl was born the 27th of October. Mm-hmm. So that post came out like, I think it was Thanksgiving or something like that. But once we got working, I was on maternity leave until about January going into February. Mm-hmm. So we was running the truck. I'm waking up, dealing with the baby, but doing the trucking thing with Boog. That's simple. I'm in the house. I'm chilling. Like I said, I don't have a 9 to 5. I got a 40-hour clock. I punch a week. Mm-hmm. We don't got to get into exactly what I do, but
right.
it's time consuming once I got back to work. Now I'm back to work.
I think you did because I snitched on myself. I
You
think
did?
it's only right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the only one to steal that. You gotta let.
Whew, whew.
You know what I'm saying? I let him know.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. But I work for the sheriff's office in Charles County.
Okay.
So, you know, it is what it is. But so it's time consuming. But so now I'm back to work and I work permanent midnights. So I work throughout the week overnight, which means I'm out the house for 10 hours at night. And then when I come home, I'm supposed to be asleep.
Yes.
So I can get ready to go back for the next day.
Do the work.
Exactly. But with that being said, now she's 5 months old. I got her.
Yeah.
And still got this business that I'm supposed to still hold my end of the bargain.
Yeah.
So I don't be wanting all the grunt of the work to fall on him. But some of these last couple of days, man, look, hey bro, call me, let me know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to do
you
my
don't want no issues at home.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, my wife, Liz, she holding it down because overnight I'm gone. In the morning I'm waking up. Yeah, I got my baby. I'm spending time with her when I can. But I'm on the phone. So it's like when me and Boog on the phone some of these times, I gotta hit mute because she in the back making her little noise and all that. But yeah, it's I'm learning that partnership that you was talking about helps a whole lot.
It's clutch. It's clutch.
I'm only here because of Mr. Williams. So
Heard
there
that.
it is.
Shout out to Anthony.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Williams.
Exactly.
We appreciate you.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So let's now take a turn or say, and let's dive into the business of the trucking industry. So he's mentioned that he first wanted a tow truck,
Right.
Because he saw the possibilities and the opportunities that existed within that.
Right.
So that's what started the idea, and then you brought it to Blake, correct?
No.
Okay.
So like I said, the tow truck thing was I work for the sheriff's office. So like I said, somebody tags did accident, crash, whatever you want to call it. Tow truck is on the way. So I'm like, dang, these dudes doing this. Plus, they can do the insurance cards and
Do a lot of different
breakdowns. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, this is it. Yeah. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so that's how that started. The trucking thing started with bro calling me. This is for February 2019. He called me. He was like, hey, bro, I'm trying to do this trucking thing. I'm trying to do car hauling. I'm like, car hauling? He said, yeah, I got this idea. I'm trying to do this car hauling thing. I'm like, man, nah, I ain't trying to do no car hauling. I ain't trying to drive no trailer because I'm going to take somebody bump off.
Yeah.
I ain't got no CDL. I know I'm not trying
Right.
to drive no long trailer. I'll do some dump trucks with you, though.
Yeah.
We can do that.
So
that day, this is February, I can't remember the exact date, in February 2019, we was like, all right, well, we're going to do the dump truck. So I called my older cousin, god brother Damien, reached out to him like, hey, you know anything about dump trucks and car hauling? He was telling me what he knew. I report back to Boog. Like, he said, this is who. So we like, all right, bet. We're going to do dump trucks. Man, that we never made it to dump trucks. Wind up in car hauling.
Yeah. Okay. So how did that idea pop up in your mind? Like, is it something that had been brewing, or it was just like, sometimes you get that aha moment and that joint just hits you in the middle of the night like, oh, trucking.
So about when my folks moved out there? 2007, 8?
Yeah.
So 2008, on Brandywine Road, my folks moved out of Quasco. So their dump truck company came around. And my father was telling me, like, man, that dude is really, they expanding. He said he started with one truck. When I saw him, they had 7 trucks and a little house. So if you driving down Brandywine Road, you see to the left some dump trucks. That guy, and I think it was a young dude too, he built his company over a couple years, ended up with 7 trucks and a house. I'm like, man, that's great right there. Then fast forward to 2012, when we still was chasing that dream, we was working out with Donnell Dockett. His uncle owns the truck company, a dump truck company. If you ever see Dockett and Sons, that's his uncle. So I let it die down a little bit. Then earlier that year, I was going to do it for another one of our brothers, but he had just got a new job, so he really couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So then it dawned on me. I'm like, we both know we try to get bigger in life,
Right.
And then I remember you said something about the tow truck. So that's why I say it's good that you do talk to certain friends, because if he never told me that, I would have never known that he had the same interests as me.
Yeah.
So it kind of merged together positive. So when I called him, he left out one part before he said that, nah, I ain't trying to take nobody bump off, because he was like, nah, I mess with that dump truck idea he wanted to. I'm like, nah, they talking about the weather, because that's why I say you listen to a lot of stuff, it knock you off track. I'm like, dang, it do be raining around here. You know what I'm saying? So, and I remember one of my squad mates, he used to do car hauling. He used to do it for somebody. I'm like, dang, all you doing is backing the car off, pulling back on. Mm-hmm. Then he made sense. I'm like, yeah, you right. We ain't got no CDL. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of claims, Jack. So we just started doing the work. Then we went from car hauling, dump truck, flatbed, car hauling, dump truck, flatbed, car hauling. To just say, man, forget what everybody else saying. We about to do this car haul thing. Okay. We did that for a couple months. It was good, but we started off too fast. Not on our behalf, but because we listen to people. We are two people that's going to listen to you. Yeah. So just because you might not think we listen to, we're definitely going to listen to you to the point it might screw us over. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So it just went from there. That was 2019, like you said. So from February 2019
to May, we was planning. Yeah, we was planning.
So I heard you say a few things. So it's like you got dump trucks, and then you got flatbeds. Those are two different type of trucks, correct?
It's like a million different trucks, man. It's some stuff if I tell you, like, what? That's a trucking? Like the people you see hauling horses, that's a facet of the trucking right there. Boats, trailer homes.
Trailers, people getting money hauling trailers. There's different lanes for everybody.
I only know about the horses because I'm from St. Mary's County.
They out there.
They way down there. You know what I mean? I know about that. As we were prepping for this episode, Kaylin and I started talking about, what you guys do. And so you mentioned a couple times that y'all don't have CDLs. So if you don't have the CDLs, what's happening with the truck? Because someone watching this episode is thinking, so they got a truck that they can't drive. Right. Is it just sitting?
How is that working?
How does that work for you?
Well, now we just had a victory. When I say we had a victory, because we laughed like we finally finished something. Because we didn't graduate probably 6 times, like we said at World Tour. But I just got my CDL 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So,
congratulations.
I called them dying laughing like, well, guess we finished something. See, our win is our win. You know what I'm saying?
Win is your win.
But before we was out there, as they say,
getting it
riding dirty.
Who's doing the work?
Hey, look, super dirty.
Okay.
Right.
So you all were doing all the driving, or some of the driving, without the CDLs.
So I don't mean to cut you off, Kate. I'm sorry, because I don't want y'all to get this misconstrued. So what we originally started doing, we had a dually, which is a pickup truck. Okay. We had an F-350, a Ford F-350, which is a normal truck you see all the time on the road.
With 2 tires in the back.
There you go. See, so you had it. So we had that with a car hauler, a 3-car hauler, which could put 3 cars on it. So technically, by the federal motor carrier standards, as long as you underneath of 26,000 pounds, you don't need a CDL.
Okay.
So that was our plan. Was all right. So we'll put 3 cars on here. Just make sure we stay under 26, which is what you should be when it comes to those 3 cars.
Gotcha.
Can't say
while we building.
Yeah, while we building. Right.
Right.
Can't say we weren't never overweight.
Yeah.
But the whole model is.
So that's how y'all started.
That's how we was able to do it. At the beginning.
While y'all were building.
There you go. Right.
To get the bigger trucks.
There you go.
Right. And then we went to Iowa to get the big truck.
Yeah, it was actually a year too. So we got smart and said, look, let's just shut this down and get the tractor. Then Corona hit.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I'm about to say, while you were doing the dually situation, were you also working, or was that your full-time effort?
Yeah, I left mine in June. Okay. We was going to try to do both. My sergeant was going to let me off and all that, but I was on a unit, so I worked Monday through Friday, but my work stayed with me.
Okay.
And like I said, I think I'm a good team player, so I didn't want to leave my squad with all the work.
Okay.
And I was going to push it out further, but then I'm like, I don't want to let my squad down, and I don't want to let my brother down. Okay. Because he worked a different shift than me, so during the day it's not really interfering with what we doing, but I work 6 to 2. So if that day come where my sergeant can't let me off, and we got to drop these people car off that day, the business lose money.
Got it.
So, and like I said, I already was planning for it anyway, but he'll tell you, I'm like, I like taking risks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped off. I'm like, all right, what it is. I put my 2 weeks in. Yeah. And that's it.
That's one thing I can pat bro on the back. Bro, he not trying to work for nobody if you don't have to at all. Okay. Like he not the one that's scared to put his feet in the water. Like me, I might be like, hold on, bro, how deep is that water? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, how deep is that? Bro, nah, he gone. He jumping. So like you said, I was working that permanent midnight schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working Monday night through Thursday night. So I get off work, I'm going straight to the truck, meeting him at the truck.
Okay.
I get off 7 in the morning. We picking up cars like 8 in the morning. So I'm going in the house, switching out, putting on my work clothes to come to the truck. Crushed. So I drive the first leg. Like we might go to Baltimore or we might actually go to North Carolina.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we going?
Yeah,
All right.
like honestly, like we might run to North Carolina. I'm coming fresh off the clock. It's a couple times I ain't gonna say that the side of that roadway you might have got tired.
You hit that.
Man, yeah, that rumble strip was tested.
Yeah.
Shout out to whoever invented that because you the man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a couple of those type nights. But like I said, I'm going like that. His job was during the day.
Okay.
So it kind of got to the point where it was like, man, this ain't working. So I actually dropped my 2 weeks.
Oh.
And he was already gone at that point.
I was gone. I was about to leave when you dropped your 2 weeks. I was like in the process.
He was in the process, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he was in the process. So I dropped my 2 weeks, but my timing just wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like I had this personal goal in my head of when I'm ready to move, and it wasn't there quite yet. You know what I'm saying? But the timing was telling me like you need to move, but because it wasn't. I'm like, man, my job getting mad. I'm calling out. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm supposed to be at work. Like it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm in Pennsylvania trying to load a car with him. And I'm supposed to be clocking in.
Yeah.
Man, Sergeant got mad. He like, man, look, when you get here tomorrow, meet me in my office.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, it is what it is. So I go in there, rap to him, let him know, like, look, it is what it is. I know I committed myself to do this with my man. Mm-hmm. We got money involved now.
Yeah.
And he already on his way out. Mm-hmm. What I look like leaving him hanging. Mm-hmm. So it got to the point where I kind of had to rap to him. He was like, man, all right, it is what it is. So I withdrew my 2 weeks. I'm still here right now. And I'm hanging on, but I'm not gonna
that
tell
clock
you.
is ticking.
Hey, that number, I know that number in my head. So any of my coworkers see this, I always tell them. Whenever that they know, every time they ask me about it, if that opportunity presents itself, when I hit that number that I want, man, it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I wanted to get at it, Sergeant, too.
Yeah.
We brothers, though. We got that side too a little bit. That's why that kind of played a little bit part of that world tour. You know what I'm saying? 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But that's thank God he saved us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he had talked to his sergeant before that.
Yeah.
So that shows you how they switch on you.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna go into that part, but man.
You see how we speak for? I'm
yeah.
I'm like, man, forget them.
Yeah.
Let's rock. That's what I say.
You ready to go?
They'll tell you what's for you. Yeah.
I'm glad one of y'all is risky and the other one is like, well, wait a minute.
That's a good balance.
That's a good balance.
Yeah. He risky too. He be lying a little bit. But I'm just super rich. I'm like, man, forget it. What it is, rock.
Right,
and then there be that one day, what's up, bro? Let's do this. I look at the phone and be like, the audacity for me
to call me.
Right.
Now, so I know how your partnership works with risk. How do your partnerships at home work with risk? Just curious, because we are married stream chasers, so we understand the balance at home. And so just be wanting to know, how do your partners play with your risk? So when you dropped your 2 weeks, how was Mrs. Blake feeling about that?
I'm going to be real with you. I commend my wife for that because she'll tell you beforehand, she felt as though go to work, live your life with your family.
Yeah.
But now she's full-fledged in entrepreneurship. But she asked me, she was like, you sure? I'm like, when I think about something, I've already accepted the risk.
Okay.
Just trust me, I got you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it was definitely tough because, like I said, she already had to go through it with starting LBE out there pregnant. She was what? She was pregnant with about 10 months. She was like 9 months when she was.
I was about to say, it's
10 months was over.
10 months. That's the end.
I messed up. What is that? She was about, so I'm thinking, because it was the 10th month in the year when football season was going on.
Okay.
Remember we started practicing like June.
Yeah.
So we had just found out she was pregnant right before we started, but then she was probably like 6 or 7 months, or 6 months while she was pregnant. Then she already deal with that. I'm like, all right, you can handle it a little bit. But she know that I wasn't going to let nothing take nothing from my family. That's the main reason why I said I would love to work for you, but you're not going to switch my schedule up just so I can benefit you all, and I'm taking away from my family for real. Because that's one thing with that career, just like that. Like, cause the unit I was on, people try to fight to get on there for years. I got on there for like 3 months of being over there.
Okay.
So I knew I was blessed. Like I said, I worked. You know what I'm saying? Like he worked. So if I'm your employee, I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna submit to you and everything like that. But if I see you moving that person around, what make me greater than them? You might love me today, tomorrow you might not like me.
Right.
So I told her, I was like, because as soon as she told me she was pregnant, I was on rotating shifts. I said, it's over. I'm about to put that transfer in. I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how it is that work can take you from your family. My father used to be in Japan and Atlanta, so I know he used to be irritated with that. Like, man, my son growing up, and I was playing sports, so like I'm never going to allow my children to go through that. There might be some sacrifices, some here and there, but this sacrifice, if I call my brother, like, look, I got to go do something. We good.
Right.
So she took all that and she was like, all right, let's just do it. It's been tough, you know, with anything, but what's not tough, you know?
Right.
Merge tough already, you know what I'm saying? So
That's it. The people don't know.
Just like I said, the corona kind of put stuff on pause, so that kind of was my, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we good, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the house now, so we good money. You know?
Okay.
You
And
might have
Mrs.
some
Keys?
competition. I'm sorry, Candace,
Another
on taking over Derrick Jackson's job.
Listen.
Because this sounds like a relationship expert right here.
I see he got it.
I'm not into
He
that.
got his points lined up. You know?
Don't get your Derrick Jackson.
Because I'm going to be the one holding the hand. I'm going to be the woman, you know what I'm saying? I'm scared of my wife, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the healthy balance.
Hey.
And Mrs. Keys, is she risk adverse or is she pushing you over the edge?
Nah, she not the risk it type. She was kind of she's super supportive, you know, at the end of the day, but she was a little apprehensive.
Okay.
Because
I like to know it.
Yeah, you know, because like you said, the jobs that we had, you know, a lot of people look at that as the end all be all.
Okay.
And when I tell you my coworkers, man, they think they hit a gold mine.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, so you and I got this actually from his father. You mean to tell me I get to work here 25 years, right? Which is great because a lot of government workers can't retire at 25 years.
Right.
You're going to give me 70% of my retirement.
Uh-huh.
So you telling me my prize is to make less money than I'm making right now?
Yes.
So that's my prize. Is to work here all this time, give you all this time to make less money. So
Yes.
my wife kind of was like well, you know, you got the good job, you got the, you know, you got the benefits and all that. And it was kind of like, I don't want to say we both were apprehensive, but it was kind of like we both was a little scared at the end of the day. And
Because it's different.
it's a lot different. Yeah, because you're not guaranteed that check.
Uh-huh.
And if you ain't guaranteed that check, these bills ain't guaranteed.
And then when the check does come, it's not the same.
It might,
It fluctuates.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it kind of we went. I don't say we went back and forth, but we discussed it a whole lot. Man, I was crushing her with YouTube videos. I'm talking about she probably still her phone probably still loaded with them YouTube videos. I was crushing her with. I'm sitting there joint every day I'm at work. I'm overnight working, so I got nothing but time. I'm sending this joint I'm watching. Soon I see a joint, boom, send it to her. You see what Buddy did? You see what Buddy doing? Like, you know, and not knowing that I'm actually giving myself some security in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Because
I did
yourself as well.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I did a lot of YouTube learning, and that was really my thing. It was like, here, look at this, look at this. So she kind of got to the point where she was like, all right, well, I know you're gonna work, so if you're gonna do it, then all right, it is what it is. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the first things first, that you can get into the trucking industry without having your CDL.
Fact. Yeah.
So that's cool because it sounds like you can hire somebody to make the drives for you.
Right.
So that's cool. So going back first, what was the process to get the truck? Like, is there, because like I've been on cars.com and you're not finding trucks on that website, but is there a website, like a specific website that you can go to identify where these trucks are?
Yeah, we're not gonna plug who we got our first truck from.
Yeah, we can't get them no
We're gonna let them
promo.
do their own business.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can go on Penske,
Yeah.
Truck Trader, what was it, Truck Paper,
Truck paper.
Facebook Marketplace. He's a Facebook Marketplace guru.
Okay.
He started me.
Okay.
Because I didn't trust it. I'm like, these same people I can message. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Granted, we didn't do that because
Yeah.
I don't want to buy your problems.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
We got the trailer off of there.
We did get the trailer. You're right. We did find that trailer. Yes.
Okay.
For the car Honda, we did find our car Honda trailer over there. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
if you just Google,
Yeah. Just
semi trucks for sale or heavy duty truck for sale, man, it's endless dealerships out here.
Gotcha.
So there's plenty of places you can find a truck.
got you.
It's something that you can trade other stuff in for your truck. Did you know
really?
that?
Like
Remember
other goods or assets?
Yeah. Remember that person traded that motorcycle?
Oh yeah.
There's people. There's some places that might take your car in for a trade in.
Right.
Okay, so all right, because I'm learning so much. My mind is like doing a thing. So you got your truck, or first you got your dually, and you had you got your Facebook Marketplace car hauling situation.
Right.
Where are the cars coming from? Where are the people? How do I know to move my car? I need to call you. What is happening?
Man, it's a lot of people moving cars for different reasons.
Yeah, like where do you find that business?
Yeah.
Like, so it's a load board that bro was already hit to Central Dispatch.
Okay.
And you get on there and it's endless cars. It works just like if you was on cars.com or if you was on Instagram or Facebook or even a dating app to try to put where you from or where you at. Like you put where you at, where you want to go. It drops all the cars on there. This car's going from Waldorf and needs to get to Baltimore. So you pretty much pick. Like, all right, I'll do that one. They paying pretty good for that one. You want to do this one, bro? Let's do this one too. All right, well, so you pretty much build your load on this load board.
Okay.
And essentially, we try to get all the cars, of course, going to the same location.
Okay.
So to cut back on costs.
Right. So
travel costs and gas.
So we'll load them all up, and then we'll head to Baltimore or something like that, drop them cars off, and then once we get to Baltimore, it might be 3 cars we got to go from Baltimore to North Carolina or something. So it's like we'll load them up, and then we'll go home for the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you already making that route, that extended route? Like you said, you started in Maryland, or here, PG County, then you might go to Baltimore,
Right,
and then you might go to Charlotte or somewhere in North Carolina. Are you making that trip from the very beginning, or is it once you get to Baltimore, then you on that load board again, like, all right, well, what's the next destination we can get to, or are you coming back home first and then starting that process all over again?
So we started putting together some great plans.
sure.
So if we were going to North Carolina, we were already looking for something coming back. And there's an auction place in Waldorf. Those are typically the ones that's going to Baltimore. Like we used to go to the port. So it's a lot of stuff. That's where all the new cars come in. It's the Baltimore port. So we be on there, and we didn't know that until the first day we went up there. We're like, oh my God. So we get on the load board, and lo and behold, all of those cars are on it. So we would grab those, and wherever it was going that wasn't too far, we would pull those. So it was like a cycle. You go to Baltimore. Baltimore was kind of like our start off.
Gotcha.
Because like say we coming off a week, because we weren't running on weekends. Some car holders do. On Friday be our day where we typically go to Baltimore.
Okay.
When we started getting into our little routine, because we was doing road trips, but not the typical road trips. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we both got family, so we were making sure we was coming home. You'd see the couple times we had it parked out there in practice. So we just get into a system. All right, while he driving, I'm looking for stuff. While I'm driving, he looking for stuff. So we get in that system. Like I said, we get to Baltimore. We might find something that's going from Baltimore to Baltimore that's good. And from that Baltimore to Baltimore, it might be something, it might not. So we have had some losses doing that. Like, all right, man, we just wait till tomorrow. It is what it is.
Gotcha.
But that's tough too. Like, you feel like you failed for real.
Yeah.
But,
We got in a great groove though, where we got to the point where, like, we'll pick up the cars and it's a spot in White Plains, Waldorf, on the line. We'll take them to Baltimore, like you said. Then we'll get to Baltimore, load up 3. Then we come home and stop. So we just made that money from Waldorf to Baltimore. Now we loaded up from a cars that's going from Baltimore to maybe North Carolina, because North Carolina was the farthest south we going.
Okay.
We not trucking for real. We drive.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll stop and back in Waldorf, our home base, and the next morning we know we going to North Carolina. So now when we go to North Carolina the next morning, once we get to North Carolina, it's still, car dealerships and all that stuff open. Business hours. Now we loading up 3 more. Them 3 might be going to Philly.
Right.
So now once we grab them 3, we going back to base, which was Waldorf. Now we home. Next morning wake up, now we hitting the Philly. And we ran that same cycle. And it actually became a good thing.
it was easy.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
And a lot of people don't tell you that either.
yeah.
They be like, yeah, you got to be on the road. I'm doing the old man voice right now. There's a lot of them. Well, you got to be on the road. It's this. We looking at each other like, nah, that's the easy work.
Yeah.
The hard stuff is stuff we didn't know was coming. You know what I'm saying? Just get your system what works for you. You might want to be a person that only want to take one trip a week. Plan that to make it work for you. You know what I'm saying?
We actually met some people like that on the road.
Oh yeah.
That they just take one long trip for the week, and that's their cash for the week.
Oh yeah. So this is interesting because, like, one, we're all relatively young, you know, in the grand scheme of things, and then we're all African American. So it's like when you think of a trucker or someone that's in the trucking business, you think of how do I say this politically correct?
You ain't gotta be politically correct. You think of an old white man.
Yeah, old white.
That's
better than what I was
Yeah. We'll just leave it there. But it's like, it's crazy that y'all are in this game, this industry, as two young black guys.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
And you started off not having to actually be the driver because you had a driver.
Oh, now we started off as the
okay.
We was doing that was the best thing. We started off, so we went through all
right. I'm sorry, right.
So that's what they definitely like.
One of the things that was less than 25,000 or 26,000.
Yeah.
And like my man said, we'll try it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll try it. Like we be all right.
Okay.
And so that means you have a driver now.
Yeah. We got a driver.
Okay. So
Shout out
you're
to
home.
Klaus.
Shout out to Klaus.
Okay, Klaus. Yeah. And so that means you're home a lot more often.
Yeah, but it's the other day he said something. I'm like, bro, it's not that hard. He's like, why did it seem like we doing more? I said, bro, it's because we are dealing with somebody else.
Yeah.
When it was just us, it's cool.
Okay.
But you add that other dynamic, it seemed like, because, you know, certain people need certain things, you know what I'm saying? So he's a new driver. We're not new to the game, but it's a new partner in our, you know what I'm saying, situation. So
so you got to move a little different.
And it's a new lane.
It's a new lane.
Like how he spoke on earlier. It's so many lanes from the box trucks to the flatbeds. It's
what lane are we in now?
So now we in general freight.
Okay, I didn't know we moved lanes. Okay,
right.
All
so
right.
so we started
Put on
in
your
the
blinker. We moved in.
right. So we started in the car hauling lane just to catch our back up. Right. Started in the car hauling lane.
Okay.
Shut that down to revamp.
Okay.
We're like, all right, you know what? This is not a bad lane.
Okay.
But this ain't the end all be.
The lane that you want to be in.
Right. Now let's take a step to what some people might call the big boy game.
Okay.
Let's get the big truck, the tractor trailer.
And that's what we went to Iowa to get.
That's what we went to Iowa to get.
Okay.
So now we got that. And
so, because I just want to make sure that I know and the people listening know. So when you say tractor trailer, is that the 18?
There you go.
So that's the real
the truck with the bed in it.
That's the big boy. Yeah. Okay.
You
so what's the smaller ones called? Like the Home Depot
box trucks.
So those are box trucks.
Right.
And that's what's crazy. Everybody always think tractor trailer. I always still call it tractor trailer. It's just the tractor.
The trailer is on the back.
Because it's not even all of 18 wheels for real.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I was
Gotcha.
like, hey, why we be calling it? This is something I like calling it. I still somebody else like, got an 18 wheel. I'm like, do we got 18 wheels?
Actually got 10 wheel.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's so much you can hook up to that for real. So, But we still, when we shut down to regroup, it was the right time. We knew we was about to. I was about to get my CDL. He was about to get his CDL. We went back to the dump truck. We just went. We once again went back to the drawing board. We would dump truck again up until July.
Okay.
July.
And now we general freight.
General freight.
So let me ask a question about that. General freight. So when I be driving down 495 and I be behind the trucks, it be like, drivers wanted, call this company.
Right.
So you can drive for a company or you can independently drive. So now how do you find work now?
Low board.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the key in the trucking industry. It sounds like this load on board.
Yeah, to get started.
That's is that a membership price or anybody has access? Okay.
Yeah, it's a membership price.
And you got some people that's gonna kind of look down on you when you say I'm on the load board, because they want because on the load board is a bunch of brokers. So the broker is the middleman, which is attached to the shipper, which is the man with the product that needs to be moved. So you got a lot of people that might look down on you. Oh, you still on the load board? Or you still mapping and all that? I got a direct shipper. So that's how some people might look at it.
Oh, gotcha.
So we might be looked at as the peons, exactly. But at the end of the day, Man, I love this little boy right now. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
'cause
sure
that's-
he's not complaining.
That's my help right now.
Man.
That's what it sounds like,
And
and it's like
it's
it
not
sounds
too
like
bad.
it's like a map. It probably looks it doesn't look like that, but I envisioned a map
Like-
with all these different points on it, and you can sit there with your sketch pencil, like be going here to here to here, and then map out your numbers.
So pretty
and
much
then,
you just type where you at. You
Okay.
type, okay, I'm in Waldorf, Maryland. Boom. I want loads coming up between 100-mile radius or 200 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Here go all the loads. Pick one. Where you want to go? Excuse me. Now let me check. What's coming back from there,
Mm-hmm.
or what's leaving there, and then it's just pretty much just connecting the dots at the end of the day. But like I said, some people they want that direct line where they don't have that middleman, which is great.
I was
Right.
about to
Which
say,
is great.
there's benefit to
Of
that?
course,
I'm
it
sure.
is because now I'm locked in. Now you locked in with the shipper, so
It's like long time contract type
you know
stuff.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
But at the same time, we done agreed on the price. Let's say you agree on that price for a year or however, whatever the contract is you lock in. You don't catch these markets when they jump. You don't catch that. You don't catch that wave because you already riding the wave you locked yourself into.
Right. Okay.
So I
Oh,
don't know if
yeah.
y'all can think back a couple of months ago when that ice storm came.
Mm-hmm.
Lord help the world. That was a great time.
Mm.
Like, because stuff had to be moved.
Oh,
And
yeah.
everybody crashing and Texas completely shut down. And
Yeah.
Like, you don't catch those waves. It's pretty much
If
the
you
moral
get
story.
locked in,
Exactly.
got you. So it's good and bad.
It's good and bad.
You basically taking. I look at it as like you're not taking the easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another thing too. A lot of people are scared to do that work too. Man, I ain't trying to deal with that low board because you have to do it yourself. You deal with direct ship. Hey, I'm trying to get on.
Yeah.
You're basically going back to working for somebody on the low. For real,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's a plus.
It's a steady paycheck.
You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, what you get into it for? Because we still got direct shippers too.
Yeah.
It's kind of not direct shippers, but it's brokers.
Yeah.
Who always
Okay.
do something that we're good with now. So you get to build those relationships, and you're teaching yourself how to run your truck company.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So like he said, you might be getting paid this with them. Yeah, it might be a little bit more right now, but tomorrow I might have more than you, and for the coming months I might have more than you. And it's not about that, but the thing is, you know your worth.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I'm doing with you with this right now, oh, when I go to this direct ship, oh, nah, you need to be doing this. If the market go up, this need to go up.
Right. Right.
So you know how to talk. You know how it helps you with your time management. Also, that's one thing we had to learn. We was booking our own loads, so we like, yeah, we'll be there at 3:00. And with cars, you know what I'm saying? Look, one day we pulled up to the port. Port was closed. First
no.
day.
We
First
back in car
day.
hauling now. Yeah.
First
Dang.
day. This our first day out here.
We
yeah.
loaded. We got
We
cars.
loaded.
We about to get
Learning
some money.
learning
we
on
get
the
it.
business.
We pull up to the port, dying laughing like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, buddy.
But then an older guy we met, he mentions like, y'all went to the port. He had been driving cars about 6 months. He had never been to the port.
Right.
So that's what we like. We want to go through stuff that you didn't go through.
Right.
So when it comes later on the line, we already know how to handle it. I want to go through it at the beginning. Like you said, so if we would have never known the low board is our best friend, how are we going to see this market go up?
Right.
How are we going to know when the market down? How are we going to know what you need to be getting? Because we were about to get on. We always thought that was the best thing for us. When we were with Kyle Holden, he knew somebody that was driving for this big company. Was it Moore?
Yeah, more
We was like,
transport.
oh, we bragging. We got on with Moore. We're not really bragging.
But yeah.
We tell our dad,
thought
our
we-
dad, and all. We took like, yeah, we got on with this company.
Yeah.
Company send that contract. We look at each other like, this is poop.
Yeah.
like, are you serious?
What?
Like, come
Yeah,
on. What-
yeah.
Like, it's not about the money, but it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And then you don't even got more work that we thought. We thought
Right.
you're moving car. You're
Yeah,
doing,
you
you're
moving
doing
for
the
real.
same thing we're doing.
And they got
You
hundreds
just
of trucks on
outsourced
the road.
Exactly.
Like you
Yeah.
see these big red trucks, you're seeing more transport. Like they are everywhere.
Everywhere. Right.
Yeah. Like it's a great company, but yeah, what they was trying to pay the people like us, man, it was like, nah, we'll stay on the low board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We got 2
so
miles to feed.
so on the low board, when you see a job that you want,
Right.
is it competitive or is just like first come first serve?
First come, first
Yeah.
serve.
Wow.
And then I mean, of course, like to go back to the direct shipper part, like we understand. Of course, the broker is skimming something off the top. So I'm not sitting here preaching that the low board is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
But
you're missing some dollars from the
right,
broker.
of course you are missing some dollars, but you better believe when I call him and he posted for that, bro, I'm not telling you I'm doing it for that. I'm jumping. He always tell you, bro, don't price them out.
That was going to be my next question.
Like,
so what's on there is
that's
not
the risk I was talking about earlier.
Right.
That's it right there.
Yeah, so that's what my turn. You put that number, I'm going about 3, 4, maybe 5 more.
Okay.
Just to see what you say.
Okay.
And a lot of times they'll meet you halfway.
Yeah.
And that halfway number was really what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm good with that.
Look at you negotiating. Or Casey's episode.
Know your worth.
Knowing your worth.
Right.
There you go.
I do
it.
it. But if I tell them, like, bro, they already above the average. I'm not going to do it. But if they do, we be like, because then I get stirred. I'm like,
respect.
Yeah, I'll be like, but he'll know. Like, they go Boogie getting mad. I'm like, nah, he trying to rob us.
Yeah.
But if I see this number say 1,000, the average is 800. I'm like, well, they already we gonna ask for 12. You're like, ask for 16. They be like this. We got hung up on that bang on you like this.
Do they?
No, can't do it. Bow. And we be like, did you hear this?
Well,
Yeah, on to the next one. On to the next one because it's low board.
And that's what that would prevent me from doing it. That's it right there. Most people is that they don't want to hear the no, so it's like you get discouraged by the.
But you know how we go, man. I ain't want your funky load anyway, man.
We almost had to pull up a couple times.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I guess it's the industry too. You know, you get used to the mannerisms and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you get used to it.
They rude.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are rude.
Oh, for sure. Because they know you pretty much need me.
Yeah.
At this point, like I got to know.
Yeah. And there's people it's a lot of people that mess up the market also because you'll hear them say, well, it's like this trip is greatly underpaid.
Yeah.
Okay.
They hit you with the, well, we usually move this for this.
Yeah.
Like,
because people take it.
Who's moving it? Are y'all
take
moving it yourself?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you didn't know that, so say if you somebody come from direct shipping and you want to go to that low board, you don't know that you're getting robbed. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So I think like, go through that low board, learn the trials and tribulations, then go get your direct ship. Then you can sit back and do what you do because by that time, I think direct shippers are perfect. You got like multiple trucks.
There you go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you ain't really busy when you losing sleep and everything, trying to manage dispatch and all that. Like, there's dispatching companies to help you out too. But like I said, I feel as though we have learned that, not ace it, but we have learned it. We know what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
You know, with time. And so like you got to go through that to know that. Like, why do you can't get here without going through there for it. You know what I'm saying? People just want to jump off the porch and say, I'm going to get direct ship because that's what they hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, go do it.
Kaylin and I talk about that all the time, like multiple streams, like in that, even in what you just said, like whenever you guys get there, because I'm going to preach prosperity. So when you get there, you'll have your direct shipping, you'll have whatever you want to take off the load board. And then the other stream of income y'all going to add is advertising on the side of y'all truck. And you just going to put our name on it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Is that because and it's so funny because Kaylin showed me something, but I know there's a lot of trucks who do advertise on the side. Y'all better get that stream.
And you up and down the highways.
You better get that stream.
That's probably our best market also because they have nothing else to do when they in the trucks.
Nothing else to do. There it is.
I drive X for a dog.
There it is, and that's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I'm just
We'll talk about that.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah. So real quick, getting back to this low board because like I'm very intrigued by it. What's the average payout or whatever for the job?
Both can touch on
All right. So I'm gonna put it like this. I don't know. This is when the partnership become I don't want to say tricky, but it's like, all right, how much what we supposed to say here? Because I want to, of course, remain humble, but I don't want to sound like that guy.
Yeah,
but
we the same.
That's crazy that we all like that. Like, because it's like, but I think who said this? Kim in the first or in the second episode.
Kim said, "Brag on yourself."
Yeah, it's like because a lot of times black people we feel like we don't want to gloat on about ourselves or our winnings, but other people do it all the time. But we always are like, nah, we gotta be humble.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. and that's us. But I just thought of the best way I could say it because we have this under like this line that we're not taking nothing under $2 a mile. Number one. Okay. If it's under $2 per mile, we're not doing it. Okay. And you've been on road trips. That kind of gives you an idea. That's the baseline, but that is not where it stops.
Okay.
Yeah. So imagine how many miles it takes to get to Florida from here.
I'm gonna just say 1,000.
Okay, so
yeah,
there you go.
Round number.
So, if we not taking no less than $2 a mile.
Oh yeah.
And they also it goes higher.
Oh yeah.
that kind of push you in the ballpark. And then we
Gotcha.
also have a weekly goal where it's like, because our driver, shout out to Klaus again, he don't care. Mm-hmm. He's ready to go wherever.
Now, is he paid? Now, how? So I got two questions.
Right.
The first question is, how do the payouts happen? So, like, you go, you drop the cars off, or you drop your general freight off. Do you get handed a check on site? Is it Cash App?
There you go.
That's crazy. She said something about Cash App,
man.
So we'll talk about both.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So you remember I said that I'm glad we went through it, so we know how to deal with it.
Okay.
So with cars, a lot of people they'll pay you Cash App.
Okay.
Or Zelle. Or, I didn't know it was he started me on Zelle.
Venmo,
I'm like,
all of that.
yeah, I'm like, what is Zelle? I'm thinking there's some tricky stuff. I'm not paying that dude no Zelle. Never heard of this. I thought he was on some tricky stuff too.
Right, slide money under the table.
Right. So we'll get those, and we thought those was great.
Okay.
And it's things called factoring companies. So they buy your invoice.
Right.
So a lot of people don't pay you for 30 days, sometimes 60 days.
Yeah,
Right.
But it's companies that take like between 1% to 3%.
Okay.
So you get paid that day. They might not pay you right then and there. So the cars you can get paid that day.
Okay.
Most of them. Typically we got paid that day. Even the check might come 2 days.
Okay.
Let's say we were supposed to get paid.
Yeah. That's what I'm. Yeah.
Okay.
So with the Cash App, we'd be waiting for a Cash App for 2 days.
Okay.
Like you said, had to pull up.
Yeah, I had to pull up a couple.
On the phone pulling up.
Okay.
And he be if it was one of us, the guy that do that, we'd be on the phone looking at the other person. Oh, something going down right now because they playing. Or it's a typical. I don't want to be. I'm trying to be politically correct. It's one nationality that always does it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the people who we always say where we want to be from, the motherland.
Okay.
Those people are some people when they want to be some people.
Okay.
So with the car hauling, when you do something at the port because it goes through customs. So when you go to the co-pots or the IAAs, you gotta get the title. Once you get that title, there you send them a picture of the title. They supposed to send you this paper that you got to give to the port people.
Okay.
So we do what we supposed to do. We are waiting. We're on the way to the port. On the way to the port, we got to stop, print stuff off, or they wait till the next morning. So once we got to wait till the next morning, you're already messing up our day because we got your car. Your car isn't behind these other two cars that they did what they supposed to do.
Right.
So then that same person, when it's time to get paid, once you send them a picture of the doc receipt getting stamped that said you turned it in, they get missing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They get missing, so it's like you got to turn it on. Like, look here, you know. I scratched them like it's been some choice words, you know. And a couple of them had their address on their check, and I'm like, look, you don't know who on this other end of this phone.
Yeah.
Relax. You know what I'm saying? Just relax and do what you supposed to do. But they always trying to get over on you, and we know that because they're getting cars for $300, fixing them up a little bit, and sell them for like $3,000 overseas. So it's like just do what you supposed to do. Stop getting over on people. So then fast forward into the freight, we don't ever have to deal with that. Because we know, regardless if you don't pay us, this factoring company gonna come for you.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So once our driver does everything, the bill of lading, that's the proof that he delivered it. He sent it there.
Okay.
So that's been a blessing, honestly, because that's making sure your money is coming in daily. Because with trucking, that day you're doing good. 2 seconds later, you get a call and say, "Yes, the engine fell out the trunk." You know what I'm saying? It's like Jesus.
That was gonna be my next question because like now, like again, I think this is perfect for somebody like me, which I'm sure a lot of our listeners are gonna be like that, like have no experience in the trucking industry, and it's very intriguing. But that was gonna be my next thing because again, I'm comparing it to a car, and I know cars have gas and so much maintenance. You know, it's always a tire blew, engine messing up, battery going dead because it's cold outside. So, and those things add up on a normal car. So, like, what's that type of thing? Or have y'all had experienced that yet on the truck?
Man, I can tell you from some of the experiences we had, we shouldn't be in business right now. That's just being real.
Out of business 3 times.
Yeah, like for sure. Like we done got, when that phone ring, now it's like, I don't want the driver to call. I'm
what's the problem?
Of what may be on the other end of this call? Okay. Like we done had the major fixes. We done had the side of the road fix where you got to call roadside. And of course, when you call a roadside, they know you over road trucking.
Yeah.
We at that limbo. Like we might be. Prime example, we had one we in Alabama, was at Louisiana when the tire blew out.
Louisiana.
He was in Louisiana. Get the call. Tire blew out. Kind of gave a little bit of damage to like one of the fenders or whatever. But I call around. Hey, we need a tire. This is the size tire we need. You know, these tires ain't no little tires. These tires cost a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Not only that, now you got to pay them to come out and put it on. So and it's not cheap. I'm just gonna be honest. So when you get that call, just know there's a chance that something may be on the other end that you don't want to hear. Even when it comes to like getting a tow, we've had to get towed. That tow company's gonna hit you over top of the head.
So you still need a tow truck?
I should have, right?
Okay, I'm just asking.
Yeah, but now I need one to follow the truck around just in case.
To save you.
Hook it on the back. Like,
Drag that truck with you just in case.
Right.
Because, man, when they come out, that heavy duty, this is not the little tow truck.
This is the big jump.
Just the big truck.
Yeah.
When that truck come out, man, he asking.
How much the Wyoming dude charge?
Man. Wyoming. Yeah, we had a little situation. I'm sure we'll probably touch on that later. I don't want to, make Klaus feel too bad, but had a little fender bender, let's call it that. And call this dude out Wyoming. Like I said, Wyoming.
Yeah.
When I'm on the phone, they know you ain't from Wyoming, dude.
Yeah.
So he said, I could probably help you out. I can do it for about $750. I said, what? To tow me? How many miles?
Right.
Nah, dude, you crazy.
All per mile.
Yeah, and then he was going to charge 60 cents per mile. And we got to go 60 miles. It was something crazy. I said, nah, I'm like, Boog, nah, we not going like that.
Can't do
they
that.
Got us screwed up. We not rocking. So, called a couple other people. Got a dude to kind of settle with me because it was a good old Sunday.
Yeah.
He ain't had nothing to do, I think. He just blessed us. He was like, man, look, I come out, I'll knock it out, flat rate. You got to go 60 miles. Give me, what did he say, 700? Wasn't 200?
I think it might have been like six.
So it was cheaper.
6 or 7.
It was cheaper, yeah.
Whatever it was, he didn't charge the per mile part, which helped a whole lot.
Yeah.
And he was a good guy. I can't remember his name, but he kind of blessed it. But just know that when you pull into that garage and you over the road, it's kind of one of the disadvantages of being over the road because you got to depend on them people. Opposed to being like a local truck company where you can always get back to your mechanic or something happen.
I'm just thinking, and I don't know if this would work, but this is how my mind be working sometimes. Would it be worth it to try to lock in with the mechanic, right? And treat that mechanic almost like a monthly payment, like insurance, right?
Like a retainer?
Yeah, like a retainer. And, I'm paying you, whatever that rate may be. We might not have no incidents this month, but I'm still paying you. But when this incident does come, look, you taking care of it.
It's a lot of people that do that.
Okay.
The piggyback what Keys was just saying, the limitation was that is your truck is out here and your mechanic is in Waldorf.
Right, and it ain't too many mechanics that scaled up that much.
Exactly. So it's like I wish it was easy like that. So we found couple truck stops. That's how I go to.
Okay.
And we got blessed with our last tire company that they have a lot of locations.
Okay.
So you can do stuff like that, but it's tough to get a mechanic unless you know somebody from that area. Because you think about it, if you don't know nobody from that area, that mechanic can be flat out wrong.
Like you said, you out in Wyoming. We don't know nobody.
They don't have nothing out there.
Yeah.
I can't believe we was out there, but hey, we risked it. It was a great risk though.
Right. Because from where we got towed to is like, it was like 60 miles east. Where we just came from, where he just came from. Let me say that because we weren't driving, and then the next shop was like 28 miles west because he was on his way from Kansas to Oregon, and actually we called that company that was 28 miles to come help us. They got there said, "Yep, can't do it. I still want my fee."
That was 350. Yeah,
that was the 360. It was 360.
Oh yeah,
spanked us like boom.
Yeah,
didn't do nothing.
It's like dishing out all that money.
Dude didn't touch the truck. He didn't turn one wrench. He just came, looked at it, and said, "Yep, I can't do that. I can't fix this on the side of the road.
Check.
And I want my check. I'm gone." But you still need to call that tow truck because now you gotta go back 60 miles east. Because my shop, 28 miles west, can't help you. But if you go back 60 miles east,
they got you.
They can help you. But now you gotta pay that tow truck plus pay me. So that's kind of like,
so that's one of those risks in the
of being over the road.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Didn't we call the tow truck company and try to avoid them and end up getting that same thing? He called somebody try to avoid them. Called a different number. It was the same people.
Same people.
I can't.
Yeah, same people. He was like, "Yeah, you the one just canceled me."
He was like, "Oh
now
no,
it's $1,000 for me to pick up this phone.
Right.
My fault, buddy.
Right.
Like, my fault.
Now you got suck up. Like, look, man, I thought it was the wrong number. I'm sorry.
So how does your relationship with Klaus work? Is he like a third partner? Is there a flat rate for him? How do paying drivers in this industry, how does that work?
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, he's not a partner,
Okay.
but he gets paid off a percentage.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people pay per mile or percentage, or some people might do like a flat rate, like you an employee. It works out better that we do the percentage because he sees what we're about to make,
Right.
so it makes him work harder.
Okay.
Right. It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because one thing I'm gonna say about our driver, he's a superior worker, but he's an intelligent guy. Super intelligent. And you know, sometimes if you know a lot, you know too much.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's been those bumps and bruises too. We done had to talk to him because, like I said, we had to really tell him, like, yes, you are looked at with a percentage, but you're not a partner.
Right.
You're still an employee. We don't treat you like that.
Yeah.
But
Treat you
at the end of the day is like
yeah.
Brian has said a couple times, like, well, you can pick up this bill since you think you're a partner.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to something like, look, you are typically an employee, but we do treat you with respect. So we handle him with care because, like you said, we had his limbo. He can leave that truck out here. Then what we gonna do before CDL? Now we good. Like, let's get on this flight. You know? We did have to tell him a couple times, like, we'll get on the flight and come meet you if it's really something we need to talk about in person. Because that's the thing with, if it's not like a true traditional boss employee, it gets lost in translation.
Sometimes
so
they can get money.
we want you to work, but just know that your work stops at that 20% for real. For it's not nothing else. You don't have to worry about what we going through in the back end because if you're worrying about that, you're not doing your job. And he's kind of like, he's a people pleaser. So that kind of gets in the way. Like, no, don't worry. We be like, don't worry about that, Klaus. We love it because he wanted to handle a couple of things that he didn't like. Like, nah, don't worry about that because we're not doing our job if you got to worry about that.
Right.
So he gets paid on that percentage and it makes him work. Cause like, okay, this what because he has goals. Right. So it's like, all right, if I do this, 20% of that, let's go do this, guys. Because we was not going to go across country yet.
Yeah, that was.
He threw that out there. He was like, hey guys, I'm ready to try out there. We looked at each other. We already seen what the numbers doing.
Yeah.
I said, Keys. He said he want to go out there. I said, I'm about to book this load. He said, you sure? I said, he said he wanted to go out there. And I texted him what the load said. He said, all right, Klaus, you're going out there.
Yeah.
Grinding.
You know what I'm saying? So
when he sent me that number, I'm like, man, I don't care where he got. He go push the pedal. Yeah.
So I can't remember if you said this earlier, but Klaus is a family friend.
Nah.
No.
Indeed.
Okay. So that was my question. How do you find a driver? So Indeed, just normal job posting boards.
So anybody gonna tell you when it comes to trucking, if you ain't driving, probably the toughest variable is retaining drivers. So we actually took a chance. We put the ad on Indeed.
Yeah.
Man, me and Boog was baffled at the way that some of these people would reply. We send them the app and they don't send nothing back. We like, how you want a job, but you're not gonna respond back? Like, dude, you already telling us who you are. Like, we not messing with you.
The
But see, like a lot of trucking companies gonna put that 1 year experience, 2 year experience, which I mean is going to help,
right?
Especially with your insurance, because that's the one thing we know in business. When you get that commercial insurance, bang, right over top of your head. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But we actually took a chance with Klaus on Indeed because he was a new driver, fairly new. But it kind of worked out because he was ready to get his experience. And
he actually, he's a hard worker, like y'all said.
And he's hungry. He want to prove himself. And he, like Boog said, he got a goal. So he trying to hit a certain number. So he like, man, look, I'm not trying to just take a little 400-mile trip. Yeah, man, let's go.
It's like keep booking.
Yeah,
like,
let's go.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
I don't want to go home. I don't need to go home. I'll go home next month.
Yeah.
Like, just go.
Right.
And that goes back to that direct shipper. We didn't need no direct shipper with Klaus because that'll put him in this rotation. He don't know. He wants to go.
Yeah.
So
all over the place.
Yeah, but Indeed, it definitely blessed us. It's actually other little companies out here where you can pay them to hire drivers or temporary drivers. Like, it's a lot of different routes of hiring a driver, but we got blessed off Indeed.
Okay. Personally. That's good. That's good.
He's from Miami too.
Yeah.
From Miami.
Well, he live in Miami from Holland?
I mean, his name is Klaus.
I
wasn't,
I thought he was Polish.
Yeah.
Then he's like, then he say he was from Harlem. I said, well, my apologies. We got to deal with that too, brother. So I understand. We all look alike.
I can't.
No, so that's good. That's good just for everybody listening. So we learned that you can have a trucking business, a whole business in this industry without one having to
have a CDL.
CDL do the work physically. You can hire out.
Yep.
You can make your footprint all the way over on the West Coast, down south, wherever you want to be. Your employee doesn't even have to be from the same state as you, which is clutch.
Yes.
And we've also learned you can create your own. I mean, you really create your own salary with your, what is it called, load boy.
Yeah, that's
for sure.
That's tough. So one last question: what's the average cost for a truck, whether it's like used? A bucket. So three.
Not a bucket.
A bucket, a good used car, and then brand new.
So
that brand new Volvo jump.
Right now the prices are kind of high because it's like limited. So it's the difference between the truck. It's a day cab. That's one without like the sleeper in the back. So we got the sleeper.
Okay. Nice.
The day cabs have some great prices. We done joked a couple times like, man, we about to get this day cab and just pay for a hotel. Those might go from like 10 to 20.
Okay.
But the tractors might go from 20 all the way up to 100.
Okay.
Sometimes they use 100. I'm like, whoa, you're crazy for this. Yeah. But all you need is a trustworthy engine. Like we fell in love with the Cummins engines. So you look for the engine, do your research on your engines you want, and just ask around, because that's another thing that comes in play. You do got to ask around, but then you got to cipher through what you want to hear and what you don't want to hear. Because like I said, a lot of people put their fear. Because we had a Volvo, we got an International now. People say don't get International. This International is better than the truck we had. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on, but that's the thing too. The CDL do come and play with that too sometimes. So certain companies won't even sell you a truck if you don't got no CDL. So it's like a blessing and a curse. So now we got all our avenues covered. Yeah. Even if I don't never drive or he never drive, we got a CDL. So they say,
just as backup. Just as backup.
So now company, you don't know I'm not in this car.
Yeah.
But now one of the owners got a CDL, so what you gonna say to us?
Yeah.
So we didn't understand it, but then we thought about like, okay, if they are taking a risk to finance you for this truck, neither one of you all can drive it.
Yeah.
Why do we want to go through the litigation of you not being able to drive and we got to go through repossession?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's paperwork they got to go through. So we understood it. We didn't like it. Like we got you see our bank account. We have the down payment. We have financing too. But it's always litigation to go through. But like I said, I would tell anybody, you don't necessarily have to do it, but just accept the risk that you got to have your own finances sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, like you said, them trucks brand new. You pushing almost a house, a townhouse. If you buying brand new, you buying a townhouse. But they can range from on the low end, because these motors will run up to like 1 million miles. It's up to you if you want to take a chance buying a truck with 700,000-800,000 miles. You're gonna spend less money,
right?
But we like, nah, we don't want that.
Yeah,
like, we rather spend a little up front. Yeah, and pray that engine
have
is
something
properly
to last.
Yeah, and it lasts a little more.
Got you.
Okay, so one of the other things that we do when we about to close out a show is ask, what's up next? I mean, we have a network of folks who watch the show and people who are interested in all different facets of things. So one is just interested to hear what's on your mind and how your mind works. But also, you never know, a stream chaser might reach out to you and say, hey, I heard you was about to do XYZ. I got something for you.
Because there might be some people out there that might be interested in driving or who has CDLs. Right, and if y'all looking to scale up.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. So I was sharing with Kaylin, my grandfather owns a bus company. So he drives the school bus. Well, he doesn't anymore. He has 6 school buses. He got drivers for him. In St. Mary's, you buy the route from the school district, and then you get drivers and they work for you.
That's how it goes. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was news to me.
Yeah, it's different. I think in PG County it's a little different. I think you get paid for the bus. So you buy the bus, they hire the drivers, but they pay you for the bus. So I think it's a little different PG, but every county is a little different. So look into it as you into your big trucks and such. Yeah. But anyway, so like I was saying, he's always looking for people with CDL. So there might be people out here listening who have a CDL who like, listen, when you get that second truck, put me on. Right. So what is up next for you together, jointly, separately?
I can tell you with me, my magic number of trucks was 7. The number
Okay.
of completion. Like that was my
okay.
magic number that I kind of fell in love with. Was like, yeah, there you go. Not really, but yeah. But that number right there was like, all right, I think that's a happy number where we definitely doing good.
Yeah, it made a mark.
Yeah.
You don't have to, you know, you're not into that big Fortune 500 company type, but you got a good mark, like you just said, where you turning the wheels. You doing pretty good. And just keep moving forward on growing the business.
Okay.
And the main thing that, like, I always said from once we got started is for the rest of my life, I know I'm owning a truck. Because it's one of them industries, and I go back to one of y'all previous episodes when y'all had Mike Robb on, y'all was talking about the support and, you know, how people, you know, got the repost and, you know, all that. The one thing about trucking, man, I don't need no support from no friend.
True.
That's what I like. That's what I like about
Man,
this.
honestly, I don't have to even tell you I'm doing it, and it's not going to affect not $1.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing that I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Because when I always thought about a business, I always thought I wanted a business that you need me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to like me. You know, not to say that the business is where you got to like me or not good. That was just my personal thing. Cause I'm the apprehensive guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the guy to jump out there and you gonna like me. I want you to like me. So So for me, it's just about going forward, just growing, and just keeping our nose down there and staying focused. Moving on to the next venture once these wheels really get to turning.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the number right there. We said 3, we said 5, right? We said 7. Cause I think about it like I like to say I want to be humble rich. I want to be rich that you don't think I'm better than you, but you use us as an example that if they can do it, I can do it. So they see 2 brothers like us who didn't know nothing about it. We knew a little bit of our research, but 7 trucks before we 40-something years old. Yeah. And then to show them, like, we just want to keep growing and give everybody an example. Because like I said, it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To stay the course, like he said, and just keep building, you know, just... It's something that's going, but they need trucks. You think about it. Corona shut down. The truckers was happy because gas prices went down and traffic was nowhere.
Yeah, they was pushing out here.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's one thing, people, this is $1 billion industry. That don't mean you going to make $1 billion. But it's a lane that you can get in that you don't have to step on somebody's toes. But it's still people that still going to do that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody can eat. Like, suppose, like I said something about the flatbed earlier.
Yeah.
If your man got a flatbed and we got the dry vans and stuff like that, some of these contracts out here, they might need 7 trucks. So why can't we buy a flatbed to help him out with his contract? Right. And on our contract, he put a truck. So that's how it can work. You can eat from the same buffet. You don't have to eat off the same plate. Right. You get what I'm saying? Because that's one thing about it. You know what I'm saying? That's real though, you know, because a lot of people, like I said earlier, they don't like that we in this business. Yeah. Anything we try to do, they always try to limit us. The CDL with the hours of service. It's a lot of stuff, litigation to go through to stop you from being successful. But you just got to get through those for and just keep pushing. Because quiet is kept. This industry is turning to the African American industry. Like seriously, we got a brother named Nado. He has a truck company. What's Crack's real name? Chris. Yeah. Chris. He has a truck. There's a couple other dudes that we know that got him. You know what I'm saying? They getting into it, but it makes you feel special. You like, dang, I can do nothing, and I'm helping somebody out. I'm helping my family out, and it's fun. Like we was doing cars, we was going to auctions in Mannheim, driving cars we wouldn't think we drive. We seeing these, we laughing. We supposed to put them on. Like, did you see that car? We about to drive that one. So
test driving.
You know what I'm saying? We test driving because they leave the keys in there. But it just keep expanding, and like I said, it's be a blessing to other people when they see like y'all a blessing to us. We want to be the same thing to somebody else. Because it's a lot like he's spoken that fender bender. Somebody else would have quit off that. Yeah.
Like, wasn't no fender bender.
It wasn't no fender bender. Y'all heard me say our old truck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I heard you say you went to the International from the Volvo. I heard that.
So we went. I think you got to stay prayed up for real. I'm not perfect, but I know God got his hands on it. Because like I said, those 5 schools, that built up tough skin for us that we can take a no and still keep going. Yeah. So we done been in the shop for clutch, punished us. We done been in the shop for tire, punished us. But that last one, total. We totaled the truck. Totaled the truck, and we were just getting our groove.
just hitting the groove.
Just hitting our groove.
Talk
And
about a
ice stone,
setback.
we was just sliding off that ice stone that took the race through the roof. So it was like, man, we was winning. Like I'm talking about, I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Like and that just to smack you in the face is like, you know, you had your
It's
little
like
30 seconds.
it's always like
Yeah,
that.
you had your little 30 seconds where you like, man, Lord, is this for me? Or, you know, you start
Yeah,
asking
yeah, you start
You're
questioning.
like, you know what? This might not even be for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had that 30 seconds for sure.
And that's what I tell him. I'm like, because he say I'm a risk. Like I know we've been through it. And he'll tell me like, Boog, now we got to do. Sometimes I be like, man, just let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we got to have it. Because he'll do that like, Boog, don't worry about it. Because he'll tell me don't say everything that come to my mind. I'm the type of person, I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Okay.
Because I feel as though I'm doing you a disservice. If you're doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you. You get what I'm saying? That's me. So I'm like, bruh, don't worry about it. Let's rock. Yo, he'll say the same thing. Because had we dwell, whatever you pronounce it, on that matter, we would have been done.
Done.
I was thinking about the Fred Hammond song too. But had we been laboring in that for real, sitting like, man, what we gonna do?
That would have been me.
The blessings is we were already looking for truck 2. So we was already,
was
God
already-
showing like,
Yeah.
God doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
Boom, hit this truck. Because he told us it was a 2. We got the call said
On the impact.
On the impact, he said from about 1 to 10,
Yeah.
it's about a 2.
Yeah.
I said, well, we good then. How you feel? You good? He on the phone like, Klaus, where you at? I'm like, you good, Klaus? As long as you safe. Like, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Then we get them calls and say, well,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Dang.
What we gonna do?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like we said back to them wives at home, what we gonna go tell them?
Right.
Well, sweetie,
Yeah.
Right.
Got cash.
Yeah.
Going back to the sheriff's
you know what I'm
department.
saying? And I can't do that. I will go work with somebody, but it's like people, like he said, people look at you like, oh, it must not have worked out. So I think of them.
Yeah.
Let's go do this. So we got a truck. 3 weeks later, we got another truck. Had we not had our big boy pants up and went to go do that, we'd be here talking to y'all about don't get into the truck business. Stay away.
Yeah.
Or we could have been using that example to still teach somebody like, look, it's a great business. We just ain't do it right. These are the things you need to do to be successful.
So that was gonna be my last thing. As y'all talked about what's next, have y'all considered teaching this?
People be saying it. We
No,
kinda-
it's a market out there.
Man, it's a
Y'all gotta
supermarket.
do
This
it.
consulting market is going bananas right now, man.
Coaching is where it's at.
Yeah, for sure.
everybody's selling something.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and like I would be a client.
Man.
I'm just letting y'all know, like if y'all,
You wouldn't charge you.
Nah, man.
but I would pay because that's
That's-
type of person.
Yeah.
Yes, type of
That's
person.
one of
I-
them garage talks, man. We had these garage talks all the time with different friends. Like he spoke on Otto earlier, and Otto got the truck. Man, we sat in the garage where I was talking to him about trucks, and he called you, picked your brain.
Yeah.
But I knew he was about his business, so I'm
Yeah.
not wasting my time. I'm talking to you because
Right.
I know you gonna be about your business.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody like you who I know not about to play, especially I know your wife ain't about to let you play. You know
Nah,
what I'm saying?
nah.
So it's like,
You
man,
better know
look,
it.
Yeah.
whenever you ready,
Yeah.
man, look,
Yeah.
we'll sit down and rap about it. We ain't no teachers, you know what I'm saying? Like, we already had
Yeah.
the business back in 2019, but we signed up for some consulting. And what was that, July? With Alex?
Are you talking about the big?
Yeah, Alex Good
yeah,
Energy. Yeah. So we signed up with that back in over the summer, but we had already had the company. But you know that just probably filled in some blanks.
I'm gonna just put this out there real quick. We gonna be like that whole little clique.
He say that all the time.
Cause like I know who y'all talking about, Alex and B with Earn Your Leisure.
There you go.
Shout out to Earn Your Leisure.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
we gonna be like that whole little clique
Man,
right here in our state, in
Yes,
our
sir.
own little area.
I'm gonna tell you why I know that's real.
yeah.
One day I told him, listen to Alex's story, I love it. I said, bro, did you hear Alex's story? The stuff he went through,
Right.
the stuff he struggled with at the beginning, that stuff we did good. So
Yeah.
trust yourself. But the thing is, that's showing that we are humble enough to learn. We're not know-it-alls, but the whole time when you learn, like, dang, that's what he had an issue with.
Yeah.
Because everybody think the paper, that stuff is easy. Just think about it. You know what I'm saying? You're an intelligent dude, so it's like use those as examples. Like keep on. You can use it for a positive or a negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, he messed up with that. Well, I'm not too far off.
Right.
Let's see what he did to overcome this, so I
Right.
don't fall. Because
Yeah.
even though you ain't go through it at the beginning,
Yeah.
it'll sneak up on you
There
at
are
the end. You know what I'm
things.
saying?
There are things.
And
Yeah.
it's all about the bounce back, man. For real. Like,
Yeah.
what you gonna do when you get hit in the mouth? You know, everybody.
Yeah.
You know the stand.
Lay down.
Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I think this was a great episode. I know I learned a lot, and I'm sure our listeners, everybody at home, is going to be able to take a lot from this. Probably one of those episodes you're going to have to listen to more than once to get all the gems that was given out today, because they gave a lot of information. Where can we all find you all at, or our listeners? Instagram, Facebook, if they want to connect with you.
I ain't big on the social media.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I got the Instagram. My Instagram, I got the keys, but man, I don't post much on there, man. I'm that guy that's kind of like, what do I post?
Get money in the background.
It's like, but I don't know what to post. So I'm that guy. It's like, when you see me with a post, you better believe it took me hours to get that together and decide if I'm gonna do this.
He be gramming now. If he go on this page, he be gramming.
Yeah, now, I'm trying to become a grammer. Man, I suck, man. It's like it's terrible. So I'm trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? I force myself to post stuff that I like.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like the old man with the Instagram, but I don't like it. You don't like it?
Because I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. Because he want to force me to do that. And I don't want to do it. But you got to do it, bud. You do that. Like,
he's a personality guy. You know what I'm saying?
Moving in silence.
He said, we need to start a YouTube page. I said, no.
But he was going to be doing
but that's where it's at. That's where it's at.
That's where it's at. I'm shy for it. People forget I'm a little shy for it. I talk, crack my jokes, but I like to play the background for real. Like these lights. That's how I feel sometimes. If somebody out talking to you like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I know you, I'm gonna open up to you, but that he doing this thing on it. He is like for real. He on the social media more than me with the truck and stuff for real. Like I'll be like, all right, let me focus here. But that's his go-to for like this. What they talking about? Like all right, back because I kind of fell off with it. I'm like, all right, because I'm looking at like, all right, let's run this. He look like this. Hey, this is what they doing. Like, all right, that's a bet for real.
Right.
That is true. Now I do use social media for a lot of
resources.
Yeah,
and stuff.
That's a fact.
YouTube,
sure.
University, and such.
Well, I love YouTube
for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I love y'all.
As you should.
I'm a podcast guy.
Appreciate it.
You better be with the long road. What was you listening to when
we
was car hauling?
We was listening to the good music.
Yeah.
The good music.
Wasted time. No, it's
but y'all wasn't out there, so
This is true.
Appreciate it.
Right.
And where can they find you on the Instagram?
Boog be the name.
Okay.
It's a lot of underscores. I never remember. I should have never did it off the break. You can get your own name.
Yeah.
But just type in
okay.
Boog. It'll pop up.
It'll pop up and we'll link you. So don't worry.
Yeah,
about
or you
it.
can just check out our Instagram and we'll tag them.
Exactly.
You'll see them.
You'll
see both of them.
Right.
Exactly.
But like I told you, man, I think I slid in your DM a couple of weeks ago. Like, man, y'all killing it, man. Like,
And we appreciate it.
I phrased it a little different. Like y'all
Is that all he slid?
Y'all kicking Come on, now, I ain't going like that, man.
Slid in that DM. You good? How can I get on your team? You know what I'm saying,
man? Nah, man, but y'all kicking tail, man. I appreciate y'all having us, man. Y'all doing a good
we appreciate
thing,
y'all coming through.
Yes, we do. Of course. And so, Stream Chasers, you know that you can find us on YouTube at Stream Chasers, Instagram at Stream Chasers, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the places at Stream Chasers.
Yep. Be sure to subscribe as well.
Exactly.
And share it with your friends, family,
Exactly.
the whole nine.
And so with that, you just got paid.
Just got paid.
Yes, indeed.